everyone, it's Jeff. Apologize if my voice is getting a little rough. I'm trying, like I said before, very hard not to get sick, but when it's only 4 or 5 degrees outside, it's really hard, let me tell you. I'll try not to clear my throat too much either. I'm sorry for doing that too in my videos. I can't help it sometimes. But I'm going to quickly make this video. It's probably not going to be very long. It's in my contest entry for Andrew from Tales from the Crates 500 subs contest. Congrats on getting 500 subs. It seems like only yesterday I was entering your 100 subs contest, so I'm glad to see your channel expanding because you're one of my favorites here on the VC, and I like watching your videos a lot. So good for you. The theme of this contest is cover songs with a little bit of a twist, and something that makes it not just a straight up repeat of the original. And I've got like 5, maybe 6 if you, I might cheat a little on one of the records, and because it kind of has 2 songs on it. So I'll say 6 cover songs that I think not only put a twist on the original in many ways, except for one. It's either as good as the original, if not better. So that being said, I'll get right to it. I haven't really watched very many other people's entries. I've scanned a few. I hope I don't repeat somebody else's entries too much. I tried to be as unique as I can, but there's a lot of good stuff out there, so it's understandable if there's repeats, I guess. Hopefully nobody put Moving On, not Moving On Over, that's the name of the album. Who Do You Love is on this album, which is, of course, a Bo Diddley song. And George does a great job covering this song. He makes it sound even more menacing and metallic and mean, snarling sounding than even Bo Diddley did. So anytime I hear those drums start thumping at the beginning of this song and his guitar starting to rev up, I always turn the volume up. So this is my first cover song, which personally I think is better than the original. Who Do You Love, covered by George Thorogood and the Destroyers. Another cover song that's, depending on how much you like the Kinks, is better than the original is, of course, Van Halen's cover of You Really Got Me. It's lead-off track on this album. And of course you have the long segment before the song starts, which I think that's Eruption, right? Is that on there? No, that's later in the album, sorry. But just hearing Eddie Van Halen do that riff and is just, to me, just blows the Kinks version out of the water. I mean, the Kinks version is good. I mean, it's got that fuzzy, rough-sounding garage sound to it, but Van Halen's just got so much more power that it's another one. As soon as I hear it, volume goes up. So that's my second one, Van Halen's cover of You Really Got Me. The third one is probably one of my favorite songs by Johnny Winter, and it was on this album, Second Winter. You probably know where I'm going with this. It's his cover of Bob Dylan's Highway 61. And personally, I think this cover is better than the Dylan original. The Dylan one it sounds a little too cutesy and kooky with that zip whistle and the honky-tonk sounding piano, and it just, This one, Johnny Winter turns it into a blues workout, and he is smoking that guitar with his slide. It was definitely a highlight. I saw Johnny Winter probably about a year before he died He was playing a small club around in the suburbs of Chicago. And for the encore, he pulled out his Gibson guitar, because he was playing this little fret. It had like a little tiny neck. It looked like a little toy guitar for the whole show. And then for the encore, he pulled out his classic Gibson Firebird and wailed through Highway 61, and it was fantastic. I gotta say. So my third song, which I think is better than the original, is Johnny Winter's cover of Bob Dylan's Highway 61, and it's found on Second Winter. There's actually, this album is actually chock full of cover songs too. He does a lot of other covers too, but the Dylan one was the most famous. And this is also a good album for testing your anti-skate, because it's a 3-sided album. Side 4 is blank. Just, this is what I use. I'll pull out side 4 and I'll test my tone arm for the anti-skate, because it's blank and it doesn't move. So I don't know why I said that. I just figured, what the hell. Okay. I need a drink. This album actually has 2 cover songs on it. It's back in '72. I showed this one recently. This was one of my Grail gets. And Bob Seger covers Midnight Rider, which is a Gregg Allman tune, which Gregg Allman actually covered himself from the Allman Brothers original, which was pretty good. Seger gives this a pretty good workout too. It makes it his own. It's definitely not the twangy, swampy sounding Allman Brothers version. The other song on here that is also a cover is he does I've Been Working, which is a Van Morrison song. And of course, with Bob's gruff voice, he gives it a nice funky workout. So this one is actually a twofer. Midnight Rider and I've Been Working by Bob Seger, covering Gregg Allman and Van Morrison, respectively. And finally, this one was actually, I'd almost forgotten about it. I was looking through my albums, and I pulled this one, and I'd forgotten that John McLaughlin and Carlos Santana cover Love Supreme on this album. It's not the album side-long version that Coltrane does. It's about half of a side, but listening to these two guys trade licks back and forth on that song is really, really amazing. I mean, I'm a big fan of Carlos Santana. I have been for a very long time. And I'm becoming a big fan of John McLaughlin as well. I'm delving deeper into his catalog with the Mahavishnu Orchestra. So, yeah, it was pretty cool. I actually listened to the whole song before I moved on to look for other things. I wanted to refresh my memory a little bit, but yeah, they cover John Coltrane's Love Supreme on this album, which is called Love, Devotion, and Surrender. And it's pretty darn good. Okay, that's what I've got for this entry. I'm going to cut it off here, and hope I win. Yeah, I need to start entering more contests here. There's a lot of contests that are going by that I'm just missing. So that's going to be one of my New Year's resolutions. Be more active in the contests in the VC. All right, guys. Take care, and I will see you again soon with another video. Peace.